Hi, my name is Mandolin Royal, and today I've been working on the hatchery pullets and getting them into bigger spaces coming up on their 6-week-old birthday. I've emptied out all of the Easter eggers from the brooder, and I put them into this grow pen, and that effectively quadrupled their space. They've been hanging out, dust bathing, having fun. I did the same thing with the olive eggers. I put them over here in this grow pen. They're already dust bathing and making a mess. Right now my other grow pens have other birds in them. So I took what was in the top here, that was the rare breed assortment, and I split them up. So I put the Morans and the Billfelder down on the bottom, and I left the Jersey Giants and the Wyandottes up top. Got them all cleaned up. And I think there's 2 Wyandotte boys in here. But they're such a slow maturing breed, it's hard to tell. I'm going to give them some more time to show that side. I did pull out 2 olive egger boys and 1 Easter egger boy. I put them over in rooster coop. The Billfelders were really easy because they're an auto-sexing breed and you can't really screw that up. And I didn't see a boy in the Morans. So there was already a Buff Orpington boy that we moved over to rooster coop about 2 weeks ago because he was really obvious, and he's also the biggest guy in that batch. Now, because the Buff Orpingtons, I have so many of them, I thought it would be fun to go ahead and treat them as if I want a breeding steak out of this group. So I already weighed the leading male, and he was 15 ounces at 4 weeks old, which is actually pretty good. So I'm going to go through these guys and I'm going to split them up by size. I'm going to look for any additional males, and I'm going to weigh each one, my handy kitchen scale. I'm going to separate them into totes based on large or not. And that's how I'm going to split them up between the remaining brooder space. And that's going to need both hands, so I can't film that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, get that done, and then let you guys know what I find. Alright, so I've got the Buff Orpingtons sorted out. I ended up finding 2 more boys. And I put the smallest ones up top here, including the smaller male. And the bigger ones are down here on the bottom with mid-size male. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave the big guy over in rooster coop because he seems to be in charge over there. Even at this age, with how young they are, they still develop their flock hierarchy. Now as far as weight goes, there is a little bit of a range. 16 ounces is the biggest pullet. Second biggest male was 14 ounces. And the smaller ones ranged from 9 ounces up to 13 ounces. And then I started putting 13s with the 14s just to try to get close to an even split. Because the whole point of today was to at least double everyone's space. Here in another 2 weeks, I'm going to have to do it again. Start sending some of these guys off to their new flocks to leave space for who's going to stay here. But as far as starting a flock, it is really important to weigh them. Because Buff Orpingtons and all the other Orpingtons, they're supposed to be a dual-purpose bird. And looking at their growth rate is going to be a major part of what you could expect for the table side of things. I'm not sure if I'm going to hang on to these long enough to do that experiment or not, but I'm going to practice while I have them. And I was able to cut that group a little more than in half between who I should grow further and who I could release to go into a layer flock to go make some eggs for somebody else in a non-breeding arrangement. Here on the bottom is the potential group that could be a breeding bird. They're going to need more time to grow and to show us the strengths and weaknesses from one individual to another. But these guys had the better growth rate over their peers. It's too soon to really tell on structure, and it's too soon to tell how accurately they might reflect their breed standard. That's stuff that comes together in time. I don't see a whole lot of body width going on, but they are pretty young. They did feel a lot different than what I'm used to in the American breasts. They just don't have that chunk factor that my hands are used to feeling. So to me, these guys felt pretty skinny, but I can't judge them too harshly because they're probably going to be pretty slow growing and they're probably going to fill in later on. We'll see. This is who I'm going to keep for now, though, just so we can keep track and watch them mature, see what they do. So more on this later. We'll also be diving into the Jersey Giants. I'm going to give them some more time to grow so we can see some better comparisons with them, as well as the Wyandotte. And the Wyandottes seem to be the chunkiest babies out of this whole entire batch that I ordered. Not really surprising with what I know about them, but we'll get into weighing them as soon as they start telling us gender. So more on this later.